Alright, after recently checking out Dune Part 1, I just couldn't not rewatch Dune Part 2, and my god, was it even better than I remembered. And the crazy thing is, the second Dune was already in my top 15 favorite movies of all time, but now upon rewatching, this movie is now my 7th favorite movie of all time. Like, I am so shocked I was actually able to forget how peak this movie is, because it is still just so genuinely amazing. It is a literal cinematic spectacle. Everything about this movie is just something that has to be seen, especially in theaters. Greg Fraser's cinematography is still beautiful, Hans Zimmer's score is still just unbelievably powerful, the action sequences are all tense and thrilling, the VFX looks captivating, the entire film carries a palpable, ominous atmosphere, the religious allegory is so real and thought-provoking, and I mean every single character here was just super well written, likable, fascinating, and just so damn incredibly acted, especially when it came to the lead performances of Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, because personally I don't think this movie would work if the film did not nail Paul and Chani's romance. Their love story in this movie needed to be believable, strong, promising, and just outright special. And it was. Throughout these movies, Paul is constantly being told who he needs to be, who he's destined to be, who he should be, whatever. And no one understands that is not who Paul is. No one but Chani. Chani was the only one who understood Paul, Chani was the only one who listened to Paul, and Chani was the only one who saw Paul and his goodness. She loved her people, she loved her planet, and she loved Paul. But then she lost him through the Bene Gesserit's propaganda and the fundamentalists. She slowly lost Paul as he began commanding her people into this war that Paul did not even want to have. Paul warned everyone and nobody believed him or cared. Nobody but Chani. And as a result of that, Chani finds herself alone. Her tragic story in this film concludes with her being disregarded by her people, her purpose of living to be seemingly lost and worthless, her people being fated to be decimated by a deadly war, and her knowing that the love of her life was coerced to be the cause of all of it. It is a truly heartbreaking ending that, again, I do not believe would work if it was not expertly written and if it was not flawlessly performed by Zendaya. Which again, the same goes for Timothy with Paul. I think we can all agree that the arc that Paul Atreides goes through in this film is so brilliantly written. Completely changing a character's personality in a single movie can be quite difficult, and yet they found a way for this carrying warrior prince Paul Atreides, whom we adored and watched transform into a great man, in an instant vanishes and becomes this cruel, cold, tyrannical emperor, Lisan al-Gaib. And at that point on, we then watch as we feel the world immensely darken as we realize how screwed everyone in this world is. We realize everything our protagonist did was for nothing, and as an audience member, we too forcibly gain this horrible feeling as the fates of all the characters we fully grown to love are now indefinitely at stake. It is an unbelievable ending to an all-time epic of a movie that forces you to internally take in this chilling, gut-wrenching feeling that I would compare to the ending experience of Avengers Infinity War. And all of that is why I will forever give Dune Part 2 a 10 out of 10.